All right. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Ruach Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson.
Start off by saying
The name of this one is Entering into Powerhood. And pretty much this lesson is centered around a video I was watching last night. And as I was, listening to the brothers, they were getting down, man. You could feel the power, coming through, through the words that them brothers were saying, And it got me to thinking of how pretty much this word, is our guide back to powerhood, back to, being reestablished on the earth as the powers and judges of this world, And it was just so intense, that, it was just like, because, we read about it, we speak about it, but even though we speak about it and we teach about it, just we don't know the half, we don't know the quarter, we don't really know the full potential of what the Lord is going to do for us, once he delivers us out of Babylon the Great. This is 1 Corinthians 2:9. It says, "But as it is written in the Old Testament, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which the Most High has prepared for them that love him." And pretty much, what we're going through right now is we're going through the prep work, so to speak. The path, to glory, the path to greatness once again. That glory that we had from the beginning, minus that evil root, minus the stony heart. Let's go real quick to the book of Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha, or the book of Sirach 17. And I believe that's the 10th verse, if I'm not mistaken, or 17. Nope, 10th verse is, all right. Just bear with me 1 second. I know it's the 17th chapter. Right here, 17 and 16. "Every man from his youth is given to evil. Neither could they make to themselves fleshy hearts for stony." So this is the problem. When the Lord created Adam, Adam was perfect, but his heart was stony. But that was all for a reason. And that state that we had of greatness fell, why? Because it was set up like that in the spirit, which Lord's will, we can get into it in this lesson. And Lord's will, we can, it would be edifying, let's see, just bear with me 1 second. Yeah, so we're pretty much heading towards that, heading towards the path of righteousness, the path of glory, the path of greatness. This is 2 Ezra 3. Let's get this real quick. 2 Ezra 3, and I might start up a little bit above the 22nd verse. Let's see. All right, verse 19. It says, "And thy glory went through 4 gates of fire, and of earthquake, and of wind, and of cold, that thou mightest give the law unto the seed of Jacob, and diligence unto the generation of Israel." This is when the Lord gave Moses the laws, statutes, and commandments to give to our forefathers. It says, yet tookest thou not away from them the wicked heart." See, so that wicked heart was always there, that thy law might bring forth fruit in them. See, so the law couldn't bring fruit in our minds. That's why I said finding fault with them. Which Lord's will, we're gonna get to that scripture in this lesson. So it says, "For the first Adam, bearing a wicked heart, transgressed and was overcome, and so be all they that are born of him." See, the infirmity was made permanent, and the law also in the heart of the people with the malignity of the root, so that the good departed away and the evil abode still. And this is because we have that stony heart. That's why it says we're going to change these stony hearts. There was a precept that came to mind, but let's see, there was a precept that came to mind to go with this. And this infirmity was made permanent. Oh, how about your mouth shy? Let's go real quick to Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 29. And it says, Lo, this only have I found, that the Most High hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. See, so the uprightness was there, but the malignity of the heart, wasn't correct. I mean, it was correct because the Lord made it that way, but there was a reason for it. And like I said, Lord's will, we'll explore that in this lesson. Now, there was another one. All right, this is 2 Ezra 8 and 53. This is what the Lord told Ezra. It says, the root of evil is sealed up from you. Weakness and moth is hid from you, and corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. And this is with the elect. So the elect, that root of evil is going to depart. So the Lord is allowing, even though we have the stony hearts right now, the Lord is allowing the knowledge to still flow through, that eye salve, the oil to flow through, and to be able to give us enough to walk towards that light, towards towards greatness. All right. So I wanted to start off in the book of Jude. All right. Jude, I'm just going to go straight to the point. Jude verse 6, it says, and the angels which kept not their first estate. See, the problem with people is they don't understand words. I was looking this up online just to see, what they were saying about it. They were talking about these were actual angels that, that Yahweh went to the spirits in prison, and, because the angels are powerful, they never die. So they had to, I was like, oh my goodness. But this is what happens with plantation Christianity. Some stuff these scholars are on point on, but other stuff, they're just somewhere else. So the first thing is understanding the word angel. So we look up the word angel here. It's angelos, right? It says a messenger, envoy, one who is sent, an angel, a messenger from the Most High. So you can have a messenger or an envoy, one who is sent, being an angel. That's what the word angel literally means. Like you have the term evangelist or good news, which is what? Evangelion, which is the good news or the good message that's being taught or brought by someone. Yeah, this is a good one. Elder Menachizak by Ezekiel 11:19. And I will give them one heart, and I will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and will give them an heart of flesh. That's right, because this heart that we have now is not perfect. So it has to be perfected. All right. So Jude 1:6, and the angels which kept not their first estate. This goes all the way back to the beginning of the creation, dealing with the sons of God, the sons of the Most High, that didn't keep that first estate. Now, when you go to the word first estate, you have the word arche. Arche is beginning, origin. So from the beginning, we were not perfect. Why? Because we had that stony heart, as we read about the root of malignity. It says the person or thing that commences, the first person or thing in a series, the leader. So from that state that we were in, the sons of God state, we fell from that great state to where we're at now. See, but not understanding simple words will make you think that this is talking about Satan and his demons, getting cast out of heaven. That's not what this is talking about, because that never happened. It says that by which anything begins to be the origin, the active cause. So we fell from our first estate. We fell from that greatness that we had. So it says, and the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, meaning that glorious state. Because after that, what happened to the Lord? The Lord told, what did the Lord tell Adam? You're going to work by the sweat of your brow. You're going to have to eat herbs. So from that point on, man started to degenerate. The body started to degenerate. So the bodies were pristine, they were solid, but the heart was stony, because we had to learn the left-hand side of the tree in order to appreciate and be able to be better judges of both sides, right? It says, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. And what are the chains? The chains are these bodies, which, like I said, Lord's will, we're going to get into that in this lesson. So let's go from there to the book of Psalms, the 82nd chapter. And you know, you brothers that have been studying, you already know what some of these precepts are going to be. Psalms 82:6. I have said ye are gods. Now, let's look up the word gods. Okay? When you look up the word gods, which is the plural form, is what? Alahayim. So this is so you could have gods as far as, you know, Yahweh Shai and the angels in the spirit world, and you could also have gods as far as men on the planet that are leaders, judges. Because when you look up this word Alahayim, which is the plural form of Allah, or Allah, right, is rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods. You know, you notice it's in small case. So they're divine ones, messengers pretty much, rulers, judges, all right? So let's go back. It says, I have said you are gods, or you are rulers. You are great men. You had this great estate at one time. And all of you are children of the Most High. So the sons of God. You are the sons of God that were in that godlike state. And even today, in today's standards, you know, the only nation that has godlike qualities are the Israelites. Mainly Judah, the so-called Negroes. They're the top of the list. All the other tribes, they have their certain qualities, but Judah has the greatest qualities because Judah is the closest or the tribe that the Most High loves the most. And he has a right to do that. It says, but we were gods, we were judges, rulers, we were the children of the Most High, but you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Why? Because we rebelled against the Lord, so we had to fall. So this is what we're reading in the book of Jude right now. And these so-called Christians, no matter if you break it down, they don't listen. That's why somebody sent me a video of Captain Tazaryak going back and forth with this clown. I don't know what the hell his name is. And I'm listening to the dude, and everything he was asking Tazaryak was breaking it down. I call him Uncle Ruckus. But it's like he wasn't hearing none of the points that were being brought out. He just, why are blacks cursed? Why are they killing each other? Why are there the worst or the most that abort their children? And then I'm listening to him. I said, well, first of all, who put the fucking Planned Parenthood buildings in the neighborhood in the first place? You know, because his whole thing is that Jake is wicked. You know, he ain't trying to hear that Esau is wicked. He just like Jake is wicked. You know, so forget about that. I don't even know why I even mentioned him. But anyway, but you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. So pretty much we were in that great state, right? And then we fell. This is where you get the word Nephilim from, or fallen ones. Because when you look up this word fall, it goes into the word Nepal, which means fallen or fallen ones. So we were in the position of rulers, judges, you know, gods on the earth. And we fell from that estate. Okay? Now let's go from there to 2 Peter. Which 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter, and Jude, you know, they are pretty much complement each other, you know. 2 Peter 2 and 4. It says, for if the Most High spared not the angels, remember, messengers, envoy. For if the Most High spared not the angels that sinned, which are who? It's not talking about the actual angels in heaven. It's talking about men on the earth that were supposed to be the messengers of the Most High to teach the world how to be and how to keep righteousness. But we couldn't keep it. Why? Because, you know, we had that stony heart and still do. For if the Most High spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, meaning cast them down to a lower state from the former state that they were in, from that state of greatness. To look at where we're at now. You know, our people are junkies, you know, drug dealers, you know, I mean, just the list goes on and on and on. It says, and deliver them into chains of darkness. So what are the chains of darkness? To be reserved unto judgment. The chains of darkness are these bodies. Let's go from there to the book of Romans, chapter 8. And we're going to start at verse 18. It says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. You got to remember, brothers, sisters, dealing with the brothers mainly because, we're the, teachers, that we're about to enter into greatness, into glory, So what we're going through right now are the proving grounds to enter into glory. This is why the Lord is going to change our bodies. He's going to change our minds. He's going to change, He's going to put his laws into our inward parts once he takes his stony heart out and puts the fleshly heart in, because we're going to enter into greatness. This is just the trials and tribulations, to get there. Right? It says, for the expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. So everybody in the world, in their spirit, they're waiting for the sons of the Most High to be manifested again and to come out of this low state, because the devil that's ruling now, they're not the children of the Most High. Well, they are, but on the left-hand side, and they do not rule properly, and people of the world, whether they say it or not, they're tired of this world. It's just that the ones that are in this world, they're entertained. And that entertainment diverts their mind away from what's really going on. So it says, for the creature was made subject to vanity. See, so what does the word subject mean? It means to be under the rule of. So the creature, which we were all created, was made subject to vanity. What's vanity? Wickedness. So we were made subject to the situation that we're in right now, to this wickedness. Not willingly, because when we were in our former state, we didn't want to go off. Even Eve, didn't Eve tell the serpent, which was the actual man, said, well, the Lord said we could eat of all the trees of the garden, but not to eat of that tree, because we shall die if we eat of it. So it wasn't a willing thing, but it was the purpose of the Most High. It said, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope, because the same way we were subjected to vanity, we're subjected to hope now. And this is why Yahushua came on the scene, to redeem us back to the Father, to give us back that hope, to give us back that glory, to be glorified, in the image of his son Yahushua, the same way he got glorified after he went through what he had to go through. It says, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the what? From the bondage of corruption. So what is the bondage of corruption? That's these bodies. Because these bodies are corrupt. That's why these bodies cannot inherit the kingdom of heaven. It says, into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. Because once the Lord changes us, it's going to be glorious. The Most High is going to actually be able to be around us without having to look at us through Yahushua, even though that's a great thing. But the Lord will actually be able to look at us directly. Because we'll be changed. It says, into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High, for we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And we are groaning and travailing in pain, because we're waiting for the Lord to deliver us, to give us back that former state that we had. Yep, the great transition. That's right. It says, and not only, and shalom to the elders and the Akim and the Akwath and the common board. It says, and not only they, check it out, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, which is this truth, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, or to know, the redemption of our body. Why? Because these bodies are corrupt. We need the change of bodies that is coming, and Lord's will, we be the elect, and we'll make it there, because it says, for we are saved by hope. So that's why these Christians in the churches, don't know what they're talking about. We're saved by hope. It says, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? See? So if you were already saved, why are we still hoping to be saved? But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. That's right. So now let's go back to the 7th chapter, or Romans 7:24. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Because these bodies are it's a death sentence. Remember, it said that they what? And delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. So these bodies are corrupt. They're death. It's a death sentence. Because from the moment you're born, you start dying. From the moment we're born, we start dying. These bodies degenerate. You just don't feel it in your youth. But as you get older, you start feeling it. You know? Now, let's go from there to the book of Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 52. We're going to read most of this chapter, Lord's will. Isaiah 52:1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, because now it's time to rise up out of that cloudy, dusty, dingy, ashy condition. It says, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem. And what are the beautiful garments? The beautiful garments are a representation of this truth. You know, as the scripture say, they were arrayed in white and fine linen. It says the holy city. So we are that holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean, because these nations are not going to be able to put their hands on us. You know, especially Esau. None of the nations anyway, but especially Esau. Shake thyself from the dust, meaning from this confused state that we were in. This is why in the 40th chapter it says, comfort ye, my people. Because now it's time for us to rise up out of this cloud of dust, this low state that we were in. And that was another thing that dude was asking Captain Tazaryak. He was asking him, are black people cursed? You know? And no matter what would have been said, you know, he wouldn't be able to get it anyway. Or either he knows and he just playing, like he doesn't know, and just an advocate for Esau. You know, because we're not cursed people, but we are under curses. There's a difference. It says, now the cursed people are the Edomites, which if you'd have told him that, he would have lost it. It says, shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down, O Jerusalem, loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. Yeah, because our people are captive to what? To this system, to this society, to its religion, to its beliefs. It says, for thus saith the Lord, you have sold yourselves for naught, and you shall be redeemed without money. Yeah, because Yahushua is coming back to what? To get back or to redeem the purchased possession. For thus saith the Lord power, my people went down aforetime into Egypt to sojourn there, and the Assyrian oppressed them without cause. And we went through those oppressions. When you read the book of Judges, the book of Judges is nothing more than the different oppressions and salvations that the Lord wrought for us among all these different nations. They all had us in captivity for a certain period of time, you know. It says, now therefore, what have I here, saith the Lord, that my people is taken away for naught, that they that rule over them make them to howl. And you hear that. They do make them to howl. You know? That's why Jacob, when the police come around, they get nervous. Why? Because, this devil has had his foot on our neck for a long time, saith the Lord power. And my name continually every day is blasphemed. Yeah. Because they're not calling on the name of the Lord. They're calling on sweet Jesus and the Christ and the this and the that. But they're not calling on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Therefore my people shall know my name. Wait a minute. I thought Nate said that we don't have the name. It says, therefore my people shall know my name, therefore they shall know in that day that I am he that does speak. Behold, it is I. Because it begins with the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That foundation has to be secure, has to be sure, has to be strong in order for you to build the building on top of it. And it begins with a name. Anything you deal with in life who, whenever you go back to the origins of it, there's a name attached to it. And the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai are attached to this truth, to this doctrine, to this faith. How beautiful upon the mountain are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings. Yeah, this is the good news, the good messengers, the gospel, the angels, the envoy that publishes peace. And publisheth peace to who? To the nation of Israel. But 2/3 are not going to get it in this time. But they'll come back. That bringeth good tidings of good. Good tidings of good to who? To the nation of Israel. That publisheth salvation to who? To the nation of Israel. That saith unto who? Zion, thy power reigneth. See? So the Lord is building us back up and drawing us to him. By drawing us to Yahushai to be able to get the right substance in our minds to be able to walk unto that day, to that final day when the Lord delivers us. Thy watchmen shall lift up the voice, with the voice together shall they sing, and they shall see eye to eye when the Lord shall bring against Zion. Yeah, so when the kingdom is established, that's when we're going to see eye to eye. You know, because you have certain individuals that know that they're Israelites, they're teaching the majority of the doctrine, but some of the doctrine they're teaching is flawed. You know? It says, break forth into joy, sing together, ye waste places of Jerusalem. So with the waste places of Jerusalem, actually, the actual places in Jerusalem are going to be built back up because they're going to be destroyed. But this is dealing with the Israelites. In the low condition that Jake is in, the Lord is going to raise Jake back up out of that, out of that situation. All right. It says, for the Lord hath comforted his people. He hath redeemed Jerusalem, or Yerushalayim. The Lord hath made bare his holy arm in the eyes of all the nations, and all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our power. Why? Because the Lord is going to gather his elect from the four corners of the earth by his chariots. The Lord hath made bare his holy arm, which is Yahushai, in the eyes of all the nations. They're going to see Yahushai when he comes back. That's Revelation 1:7. And all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our power, because they're going to see it. Depart ye, go out from thence, touch no unclean thing, go ye out of the midst of her, be ye clean, that bear the vessels of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So we're bearing the vessels of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. For you shall not go out with haste, no go by flight, for the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will go before you, and the power of Israel will be your reward. So we're going to be reintroduced again, or re-delivered, from the new Egypt. Now let's go from there to the book of Amos, chapter 9 and verse 11. It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. So right now, the tabernacle of David, or the house of David, is being built back up, which consisted of all 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. But not every Israelite was a part of the house of David, even though he ruled over Israel back then. But eventually in the kingdom of heaven, all Israel is going to be saved, as it states in Romans 11 chapter. And it says, and in that day will I raise up the tabernacles of David that is fallen. And we're being raised up by what? By this knowledge, by the truth. And close up the breaches thereof, meaning the differences between all of the tribes. Because even to this day, you have differences among the tribes. That's why and the main ones is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, that have a real beef with the northern kingdom, to where they would exclude the northern kingdom. But they don't understand that that's spiritual in itself, and will raise up his ruins and will build it as in the days of old, just like we read in the book of Isaiah 52 about the waste places. All right, now let's go from there to the book of Zechariah 12 and 8. It says, in that day shall the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, or Yerushalayim. Right? It says, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. Why? Because the Lord is raising up the tabernacles of David. And the weakest among our people is going to be as David. And we know that King David, he had spiritual power. That's why he was able to do the magnificent things that he was doing. Leap over walls. You know? Which shows you that he was a so-called Negro. Because, you know, they got that saying, white man can't jump. You know? Oh, man. It says, in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as the power, as the angel of the Lord before them. And the power there is who? It says God there. It says there, Alahayim, Ka Alahayim, or Alahayim. See? So we'll be as gods, back to our former state, but even greater. With better bodies and a better heart, better mind. All right, so now let's go from there to the book of Isaiah 61. We're going to read that whole chapter. It's a short chapter. Isaiah 61:1. And the Spirit of the Lord is upon Salaki. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. This is dealing with Yahushua, which passed on to his disciples, which later became apostles, and the rest of the men that are teaching. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes. Why? Because we were in a low state. So now the Lord has given us that beauty, which are the garments, which is this truth. As we read in Isaiah 52, the oil of joy for mourning, right? It says the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, because there is hope. The world is doomed, but there's hope for us if we're part of the elect. You see? So the sooner this thing comes, it's going to get uncomfortable, yeah, but the sooner this thing comes, the sooner we're delivered out of here. That they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. And we're being planted right now by the watercourse, by the banks of the river, where our roots, are getting constantly watered with that water, which is the word. And they shall build the old waste, as we were reading in Isaiah the 52nd chapter. They shall raise up the former desolations, the house of David being built back up. And that's what's happening right now. And it's going to go back into that glory. And they shall prepare the waste cities, the desolations of many generations, and strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, because a part of our glory is going to be having the other nations as slaves to serve us. Royalty don't work. Royalty has slaves. And all nations were supposed to be our slaves from the beginning. But we had to go down this path to get to greatness. And we're well on our way now. It says, and the sons of the aliens shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers, which is going to be slaves. But you shall be named the priests of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because the whole nation of Israel are going to be priests and kings, the men. It says, men shall call you the ministers of our power. Yeah, because we are the servants of our power, the ministers of his, that carry on his word. You shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall you boast yourselves. And we're going to be very arrogant towards these other nations. They think they put hell on us. You wait to the shoes on the other foot. For your shame shall you have double, and for your confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. This is in the kingdom. For I, the Lord, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offerings, and I will direct their work in truth, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them. It says, and their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, because the nations are going to know for sure. Wow, it's going to go back, but even greater when you go back into Deuteronomy the 4th chapter, I think it was, where it said the Lord said to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments in the sight of the nations, that are going to say what great people is this that had the Most High so near unto them, with this great knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It says, and their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. There ain't going to be no more being looked down upon, a proverb, a byword. None of that. All Israel is going to be glorified in the kingdom of heaven. But there's going to be different levels to it. All that see them shall acknowledge them. See? Right now, we're not reckoned among the nations. But they're going to acknowledge us in the kingdom of heaven. Ain't going to be no more niggas, spook, speak, wetback, tonto, none of that. It's going to go back to what it was supposed to be. Judah or Yahweh, Benjamin, Levi, Lord, Simeon, so on and so forth. That they are the seed which the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hath blessed. Through what? Through the oath and the promise that he made Abraham. It says, I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. My soul shall be joyful in my power, for he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation. And these are the garments of salvation. With the with the heart man believeth, and with the mouth confession is made unto what? Unto salvation. These are the garments of salvation. He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness. This is why it says, keep your garment, lest you walk and they see you naked. As a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorneth herself with her jewels. Because we're heading towards what? The marriage supper of the Lamb. For as the earth bringeth forth her bud, and as a garden causes the things that are sown in it to spring forth, so the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will cause righteousness and praise to spring forth before all nations. And all nations are going to come to us to receive the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, so that they can be blessed in the kingdom of heaven. All right, now let's go from there. But before we get there, we have to go through this. And 1 Corinthians 15 and 51. It says, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be what? Changed. We have to be changed because we're in corruptible bodies. We have stony hearts. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. So we're going to go up. Our enemies are going to behold us. And at a certain point in the air, the Lord is going to change us. And you know what, man? You could fraggle rock your ass on up out of here. And we're going to be changed. You see? It says, for this corruptible must put on incorruption. Yeah, this is corruptible flesh. We're going to put on incorruption. And this mortal must put on immortality. The word mortal means to die. The word immortal means not to die. Not death. It says, so when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, right? And this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. And that's the only way we're going to be able to defeat it, because that was a sentence that was put over all flesh. But now that we eat from the tree of life and we getting back the knowledge, and the Lord changes us, then it's going to be, death is going to be swallowed up. That sentence is going to be up. It says, O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? It says the sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. And guess what? Our bodies are going to be changed. Our hearts are going to be changed. And the laws are going to be inserted into our inward parts. So there's no way of going off. It says, but thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And that's what I was saying. When I was listening to them brothers yesterday, you could feel the energy, you could feel the spirit, you could feel that power emanating off of the words they were saying. Almost like they had spiritual power, which they do, because spiritual power begins with this knowledge. And that's what brought about this whole thought, so I laid down and went to sleep, and then I woke up this morning and those thoughts started coming into my mind, I started to remember that, and the title came into my mind, Entering into Powerhood. Really getting back to that godlike state, so to speak. For as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Why? Because eventually we're going to get the promise that the Lord promised us. So let's go from there to Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 6. It says, but now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the minister of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. Right? Because the first covenant we could not keep because we were not perfect. We had to be perfected. Remember that root of malignity was in us. It's still in us now. That's why we go off. And that's what the Apostle Paul was trying to explain to the Romans, which were Israelites. That we're not perfect yet. It says, for if the first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. So the first covenant wasn't the one that was at fault. We were the ones at fault. It says, for finding fault with who? With them. He saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Yahweh, which is the tabernacle of David being brought back together. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, said the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, with the house of Yasha'Allah, saith Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, because the Lord is going to change this stony heart that we have. Matter of fact, let's go real quick to Ezekiel 36. And I'll just go straight to the point. 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you. What is it, clean water? This knowledge. Right? And you shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. So we're going through the cleansing process right now. It says, a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and will give you an heart of flesh. So that root of malignity is going to be pulled out, and we're going to get the fleshly hearts. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them. See? So we'll be perfect. So that's what it says back in Hebrews 8 and 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. Because that was said where? In the book of Hosea. You are not my people, but there shall be said unto them, you are the sons of the living power. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest. Why? Because all the men of Israel are going to know the Lord. They're not going to have to be taught anymore. Because those fleshly hearts will be, the stony hearts will be gone, and the fleshly hearts will be inserted. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and iniquities will I remember no more. And that he saith a new covenant, he said he hath made the first old, where was the first covenant that was established upon sacrifice for sins. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away, because at that time they were still sacrificing for sins. Now we don't sacrifice for sins, because we are the sacrifice right now. That's why it says present your body as a living sacrifice. Now let's go from there to the book of 1 Corinthians. And all of this transition is going to go down so that we can be perfected and be set back up as the true judges of the planet. 1 Corinthians 6 and 1. Dare any of you having a matter against another go to law before the unjust and not before the saints? Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? So who are the saints? The Israelites. So the Israelite man is going to be a judge. We're going to judge the world. And if the world shall be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters? It says, know ye not that we shall judge angels? In other words, you're going to be able to send angels on missions. How much more things that pertain to this life? So these are just the proving grounds. This is just the prep work, the rehearsal before the curtain goes up, so to speak. All right, now let's go from there to the book of Isaiah. This is a precept that Elder Yashawama put on the comment board the other day. And you know, we've read through scriptures, but sometimes certain scriptures are isolated, you know, and the Spirit doesn't give everything to one man, you know. So when I read this, I read this many times. Pretty sure I read this before, but it just never hit me the way that it hit me when he posted it, and I was like, wow. But this is Isaiah 1:26, and I will restore thy judges as at the first. See, going back to what? That first estate. But the only difference is going to be established upon better promises, because in a better covenant, because our stony hearts are going to be gone, and we're going to have incorruptible flesh. And I will restore thy judges as at Salakia, a little excited. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as the beginning. Then now we deal with that. Left their first estate. Let's go back to Jude. Let me see. Can I get it here? Yep. And the angels which kept not their first estate. When we go to first estate, it's the word arche. It says beginning, origin, the person or thing that commences, the first person or thing in a series, the leader. So going back to the origins of how it was when we first were set up. So, and I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterwards thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city. And we're going back to that. We're on the road to it now. Now I got a couple more precepts. This is the book of Revelation 21:17. It says, and he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel. See, so we're going back to that angelic state. You know, not floating in the air like angels, because you have, we're going to be on the earth. We're going to reign on the earth. And remember, in 1 Corinthians 15, it speaks about the different flesh, the celestial flesh and the terrestrial flesh. So we're going to be extraterrestrial, so to speak, you know, because we're going to live on the earth, but our bodies are going to be superhuman, so you could understand. All right, from there, let's go to Daniel, and we're going to be glowing, you know, like if any of you ever watched the movie, what was it, The Last Dragon, was it, I believe was, and you know, you seen Bruce Leroy, you know, he how he was glowing. You know, we're gonna have that glow in the kingdom. All of us, men, women, children, gonna have that glow. Daniel 12:3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. And it's gonna be beautiful, man. It's been a long time coming. Matthew 13:43. This is my last precept. It says, then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. And this is what we're striving for. We're striving to get to that point, you know, to enter into perfection, to enter into glory, you know, to be delivered, to have that first dominion. Matter of fact, Revelation 20. Let's go there. Let's finish it out with this. 4. Revelation 20. You know what? I'm just going to jump to the point. 6. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death has no power, but they shall be priests of the Most High and of Yahushua, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. So this is going to be in the resurrection, which is the first resurrection, which is the first part of the kingdom, the first rulership in the kingdom. Going back to what? The first fruits. Micah 3. Is it 3? Oh, man. No, I believe it's the 4th chapter. Micah 4:8. And thou, O tower of the flock, which are who? The prophets. The stronghold of the daughter of Zion, to Zion,
Unto thee shall it come, even the what? The first dominion. Getting back to that first estate. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Hey, Barakatah Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for that, man. So with that, brothers, I pray that you brothers have been edified. Till the next time I say Shalom.